you've listened to that music once before, you know that it is the No Holds Barred podcast with myself, Nick, and
with Justin.
Yes. Welcome, everybody, to episode 30.
Episode number 30, the landmark.
The anniversary.
The anniversary of the last 10.
Wow. We've
we've done some shit.
We've done some shit, and
you're gonna listen to more of it, I guess. Here's a little insider information for you. I almost lost it because Nick knocked the back off of his chair while he was doing his intro. Because there it sits on the floor. Yes.
I'm going to injure myself this podcast.
I'm telling you. And the thing, fella, and just again, a little more insider info. This is historically attempt number 4, I believe, to do this podcast. So we tried desperately, but we're here now, and it is some podcast time, and this episode's just gonna be weird. This is just going to be a strange episode.
Like
mostly
BLT without bacon weird?
Yeah, like exactly. Who the fuck wants a lettuce and tomato sandwich? That shit is just disgusting.
I know, and who puts egg on it?
Friggin' vegetarians. Anyways.
Wait a minute, what?
Vegetarians can eat eggs, can't they?
No, they can't. Well, the diehard ones can't.
Oh, yeah. No, it's vegans. Like, vegans can't eat. Or no, I guess some...
Come on, teacher man.
No, I pay attention to important shit like who died 50 years ago. Yeah,
that was supposed to be more, but it was just a little pack.
It was just a little, just a little bit. Yeah, it's like I don't know. There's like, yeah, I guess it's just the vegans that don't eat eggs, and level 5 vegan won't eat anything that casts a shadow, and there's all kinds of weird rules.
Yeah.
Damn vegans. No,
I like my meat.
You sure do. God damn it. That was just too easy, man. That was like game 7 of the World Series and throwing the ball underhand. That was just too easy. So you know what? Sometimes you got to give me the easy ones because I'm not quite as quick, you know. So sometimes you got to give me the easy ones, and I appreciate that. We're all about teamwork here at the No Holds Barred podcast, especially when we're making fun of each other.
Well, then I like it plucked or shaven, put on a grill, slathered with barbecue sauce.
What are you talking about?
You need to either pluck hairs off a chicken.
Oh, we're still talking about chickens. Okay.
What were you talking about?
I have no
Game
sweet
boy?
clue. I have no idea what we're talking about, and I'm a little scared, but I kind of like it at the same time.
I'm half falling asleep just so that everybody knows what comes out of my mouth is not going to be 100% gold, but maybe because I'm not going to make a whole lot of sense.
Well, that's true, but I can guarantee 100% of what goes into his mouth will be pure gold.
Whoa.
Exactly. All right, so I suppose even though it's episode 30 and it's the special anniversary cast, if you will, we're going to start this thing the way we start everyone. What's new, sir?
Just trying to take over the world.
Trying to take over the world, like same thing we do every day, Nick. Try to take over the world.
It's not going too well.
It's been a little slow. We'll admit that it's been a little slow. But is anything new in the life of Nick? Well, first of all, you know what? Even before we get into it, I would just like to comment on the wonderful attire that Mr. Nicholas from No Holds Barred has decided to wear to this monumentous occasion.
This is my lazy attire.
Nick is sporting a plain gray T-shirt. Nothing wrong with that. He's got his rocking his jacket, which is kind of a hoodie, but not. It is a hoodie. You got the pockets and shit too.
Hey.
So he's rocking his hoodie.
Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, you want to see my van with the tinted windows? I got candy in the back for you.
But he's also rocking fucking green camo pants.
These are the U.S. version. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, they're the Digi Canadian camo.
Oh, okay, right on. But I lovingly referred to him earlier as G.I. Hobo Joe. Because he's kind of got the G.I. Joe pants on, but then the top half of him kind of looks like he's homeless.
Yeah. I'm half undercover.
Exactly. Only half undercover, though. Nobody can see you from the waist down.
That's right.
You're just this floating...
That's just how I like it.
This floating husk of a corpse.
What I do is, because they can't see me from half down, I surprise them and then bewilder them. So they're standing there and just like, how the fuck are you doing that? And then I go in for the kill.
It's a sound strategy.
I haven't gotten a chance to test this out yet. But if you stand over there and look like really like, oh my God, he got no.
Ooh, where's his other half?
Yeah, I will calmly demonstrate.
Fair enough. I think Sun Tzu would have to write a whole new chapter in the art of war on this technique. Jesus. So aside from sneaking up on people, what else is new?
A lot of shit's been going down with the fire department.
Okay.
Which I messaged you before, like when we were talking, just like fire-wise and medical-wise, and still it's not a good thing to talk about, but that's been keeping me busy.
Right, fair enough.
I went, either was yesterday or the day before, finally we got to the bank, and I have signing authority.
Ooh.
Now.
This is for the fire hall.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm officially the assistant treasurer, but as soon as everything gets around and I start to do it, then I'm going to be falling into the role
of treasurer.
Treasurer, yeah.
Okay, right on. So that means that you can officially cut us checks out of the budget of.
No.
Damn. So close.
As for that, me and a buddy from work are looking for a place.
Yeah. You mentioned that you're looking for slightly new living accommodations.
Yeah. I mean, it's not anything that's wrong with the place I'm living at now.
No, except those people are assholes. I'm kidding. No Holds Barred podcast, putting words in each other's mouths since 2012.
Along with other things.
And they're all golden. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But just time to get out and, do my own thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
This buddy, too, he's, well, like I said before, he's kind of like you. He's
I pity you. I wouldn't want to live with me.
Like comedy routines and shit like that, like music, it's all in there.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of, he likes recording.
Oh, excellent.
And he loves shit like audio. So, I mean, we fucking fit together, good living together.
Excellent.
And I guess the last thing, I heard a rumor going around for the call center.
Okay, this is the call center here or in Liverpool?
that I work in Liverpool.
Okay, yes.
Apparently somebody went to labor board.
Ooh, over what?
When you come in the mornings.
Yes.
That, like, say 15 minutes when you get your systems up that they don't pay you for.
Oh, yes.
Apparently that's not right.
Apparently you can't do that. Well, now, with my not meager, but with my call center experience, we always punched in and then went to our systems to get them set up. So we would always, well, I would have to assume anyways, got paid for that.
Right.
But you're saying at this place it's different.
Right. You come in early, you get your systems up, and then you log into the phone at your start time.
I understand.
So basically they're milking you for a little bit of time.
Right.
Now, the thing that's kind of good about it is if the motion goes through, then they would have to Backpay us like 15 minutes a day.
Right.
For how long we've been there.
Oh, wow.
So the company's going to be out a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
The bad thing is what happens to the company and our jobs after they have to pay out that much.
Well, this is just the thing. Like, if it, like, at that point, well, how many? If you had to guesstimate how many people work at that place on the phones.
On the phones?
Yeah.
I'll say good around like 150.
Okay, so you're looking
then you
at
have people who come and go.
Right? Yeah. Well, exactly. So you're talking about like 150 people at any one given time. And well, I mean, it would be hard to imagine like how long you'd have to go back for something like that.
Well, yeah, and somebody working 5 days a week.
Right.
Every week.
Every single week. So you're talking 300, and you're talking about pretty much 300 days a year.
Yeah. Times that by 0.15.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It would be 0.25 for a quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That would be, I mean, at that point, it may end up being more cost effective for them to declare bankruptcy, that would be the scary proposition.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to cost us less money to go out of business than to abide by this ruling. Wow. That's nuts. No, I mean, Liverpool news doesn't tend to float down this way all the time.
Well,
but
I never even knew anything about it until I went to the fire station. One of the buddies was like, "Hey, I heard a rumor." I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, you
about that place that you work."
No. It's like, seriously? I'm just like, fuck. Apparently, I'm living under a rock or something. It's just like, man. But yeah, kind of good and kind of scary news.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like it's good in the one way to see like, if this company's been kind of, I hesitate to say screwing, but if this company's kind of been shortchanging people for a while, it's nice to see them kind of get caught doing it. But then at the same time, it's like it could have repercussions. So that'll be interesting. You'll be keeping your eye on this, I assume.
Most definitely.
Yeah, fair enough. Right on. As far as I go, I'm just happy to be alive. Like, I'm just happy to be alive. And you'll notice if you're a listener of the podcast, you'll notice that we haven't been around in a couple of weeks for either podcast. I think the last one we did was No Holds Barred 29. So that was like at the beginning of this month. So it's been we were off for a couple of weeks, and one of the primary reasons for that, aside from there were some family commitments here and there and stuff. It was mostly on my part. But the one weekend, I got just deadly fucking sick. Like I thought I saw God. That was how sick I felt. I picked up a gastrointestinal flu, and basically what that is well, I mean, it's a flu that's centered in, like, it's not a stomach flu. It's centered lower, like it's centered in like your intestines and shit. And I got that on a Tuesday, and Tuesday I remember eating. This is going back. This is like I might as well just write a fucking biography. But Tuesday, I remember eating these super spicy souvlaki pork chops for supper, and they were good, but they were very, very, very naturally spicy. So my stomach was bugging me like all night. I'm just thinking like, okay, I must have just had too much spice. Like, it must have just been a little too much spice. So I was like, whatever, I'll sleep it off. It'll be fine. Lo and behold.
Shit him out on Wednesday, and on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, show on Sunday.
Nick's jumping a little ahead of the story, but he's not entirely inaccurate. Jesus, it was fucking horrible. I woke up at 3 o'clock Wednesday morning with that feeling. Like, I mean, everybody's got that feeling. You know that feeling when you know you're going to puke.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to fight it, because sometimes you can save it, and sometimes you either delay it, or you can actually not throw up at all. So I'm like, I'm just laying there and I'm just focusing on nothing. I'm looking at my ceiling. Like I'm focusing my whole body on just trying to calm this feeling down, because I'm just like waking up and thinking, okay, I got that feeling. I think I'm gonna puke. So that took I was doing that for about, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. I'm just like laying there, just fighting it, just don't puke. Because I fucking hate throwing up. Everything about it, because it's one of the only things that you will do where you have no control over anything. Like when you start vomiting, you have no control over anything. Like you just have to fucking ride it out.
I
right?
guess, yeah.
Like you can't like, I mean, even pooping you can control.
Wow.
Most of the time. That plays an integral role in this story. But like pooping, pissing, you can usually, like if you focus real hard, you can control it. Vomiting, you cannot control at all. But eventually you get to that point where it's just like you're kind of going over the tipping point, and it's like, there's no way I'm going to stop this. So I sit up in bed, and I manage to just get my garbage can or whatever, and I just go. And I just start going. And I did something I've never done in my life. I threw up and I shit myself at the exact same time. I've never experienced that before. And it was the runniest, watery shit. Like, it wasn't even anything. It was just brown water. It looked like gravy. Like, it's just brown water. And I'm just like, oh my God, I've never thrown up and shit myself at the same time. I'm like, this is an interesting experience. It sucks, but it's an interesting experience. And like, you know that was that white garbage can that's in my room.
Yeah.
I almost filled it. That's how much I vomited.
Oh,
like
really?
it was
wow.
insane how much I threw up. And so that's how I spent a couple of days after that. I was my stomach and my intestines and stuff were so sensitive I couldn't keep water down. Like I would drink a little bit of water and 5 minutes later it was just back up. Right? Like it was that sensitive. So I was pretty dehydrated for most of that week.
It sounds it. It did not sound fun.
It wasn't good. And it was like, you move any, and it's just like, oh God, I feel like I'm going to throw up or poop myself or whatever. My final ending tally was in, I would say about a 48-hour period. I think I threw up 9 times, and I think I shit 6 times. And we've talked on this podcast before. I don't shit in my own house.
No.
I don't shit where I sleep.
No.
Like I'm back to a pilgrim philosophy. You don't shit where you sleep. And that is the most that I've pooped in my own house in easily a decade. Like, it's just, I don't know. It was
Guinness Book of World
Records. Justin's Book of Personal Records. Most amount pooped at home in 48-hour period, 2014. Like, oh my God, it was fucking terrible. It was horrendous. I've never felt that bad in my life. Like it was awful. So that's how I spent the majority of the March break week.
Wow.
For the school kids. So it's like, oh, look, March break. I guess I'm not going to get any substituting calls. Oh, no, I pooped on my bed. So, yeah, that was horrific. And but now I'm okay.
Yeah.
Now I can actually eat solid food again, and it's kind of nice. You know, you never realize how much you take eating solid food for granted until you can't stop pooping. Yeah, so that's how I spent the majority of that week. Other than that, I launched those couple of YouTube series that I talked about in the last episode. The hockey card box breaking, the unboxing videos. I did a couple of those, and those were fun. And I received my next batch of cards, so there should be a couple more videos in that coming out next week. And I launched that From Where I Sit, like that op-ed, that opinion piece, basically just vlogging. It's basically the exact same thing that I do, but
there's a lot of sports in it.
There is, but again, the first one was sports, but it also talked about like gay culture and a little bit like that. And this most recent one was like college sports and pro sports, but it was about like passion and life and doing things and shit. So there's always a little something else to take from it. But yeah, the primary base of it is sports. And like I say, I kind of want to move away from that because even though most of my YouTube audience is a sports audience, what are you doing? He's like brushing his mustache with the fucking microphone. It's hilarious. So like, while a lot of it is sports based,
don't judge me.
I know. Hey, the last place you'll get judgment is from this seat. I live with my mom. But so a lot of it's sports based, but I kind of want to start moving away from that. So I kind of want to do like movie reviews and stuff like that. So we'll see how my audience takes to that.
I like movies.
Yeah, I'm going to a movie tonight. We're going to see Divergent. That
Diversion?
Kind of Divergent, that young adult one about everyone in the world is split up into 5 like categories and stuff. Like you're either empathetic or you're athletic or you're autistic or you're whatever.
How about undecided?
Well, that's the thing. This society has no room for people who are undecided. So if you're undecided or if you want to be more than one thing, you're considered divergent and you threaten the system and they kill you basically. So that'll be kind of interesting. But again, it's written for a young adult audience, so I don't know, I don't think it's going to get very dark, which is the thing. Because you could go to some dark places with that idea. But I feel like where it's written for a young adult audience, they're not going to go to those places. So I'm going to be interested to see how they do it in the movie.
Yeah,
exactly. So maybe next week I'll give you my Divergent review. What the hell was? Oh, that was you. I thought that was either farting or I don't know what it was.
No, that was me. My armpit is itchy.
Okay,
thank you. I am going to share my awesomeness of rubbing.
Ooh. The awesomeness of rubbing. That is awesome, sir.
Ain't this a podcast?
Ain't this a podcast? What else is new? I started playing Pokemon for the first time. I have never played a Pokemon. I'm 29 years old. I've never played a Pokemon game before.
For shame, sir.
I know. But yeah, so I started playing Pokemon for the first time ever. I downloaded a Game Boy Advance emulator on the laptop, and I'm rocking Pokemon Fire Red. So I wanted to play something where I got the original story,
right?
I guess, of Pokemon, and taking either Fire Red or Leaf Green. They're technically they're Generation 3, I guess, but they're basically reboots of the story.
I was Blue Flame Boy.
Were you?
Yeah.
Nice, right on. So I wanted to get the original story. So I took, and I didn't want to play the original games because I was just like, the graphics are, they're Game Boy graphics. They are what they are. So I kind of wanted to get a little slightly better graphics. So I was like, yeah, I know, pretty much. So I was just like, okay, Game Boy Advance versions then. So and I'm playing it and I fucking love it. Oh, it's so much fun. It's insane. My first day playing it, I put 7 hours into it, and I didn't even realize I'd put 7 hours into it.
Oh, yeah, it's addicting.
I saved, and for anybody that knows specifics about those games, I just entered Mount Moon, so I'm very early in the game, but I put 7 hours into it, and I've caught quite a few Pokemon, and
what's your first Pokemon?
My starter?
Yeah.
My starter was
because you could either get
You could either get a Charizard, a Bulbasaur, or
the fucking other one that nobody picks.
No, that was the one I picked though. I didn't take Charizard, and I didn't take Bulbasaur.
I took Bulbasaur.
No, fuck Bulbasaur.
What?
Fuck Bulbasaur.
Oh man, don't you be talking about my Bulbasaur like that.
Fuck him right in his leafy green anus.
89 fucking level Bulbasaur.
Oh, do you?
Kick your ass.
Squirtle. That's the third one. Squirtle. Yeah. No. I took Squirtle.
Did you name him?
Oh yeah. I've nicknamed every single one. So far, I've taken all my nicknames from wrestlers, just because I can. So Squirtle, I nicknamed Hitman for Bret Hart.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and again, unknowingly to me, at some point in the anime, I guess the Squirtle wears like Bret Hart sunglasses.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that, so I was just like, oh, that's pretty fucking awesome that I kind of named him Hitman, right? But like I caught a female Rattata that I named like Lita or something. So I've caught quite a bit, and it's just fun. Like it's just, you get into it and you get so lost in it that you don't realize how long you've been playing, which I love in video games. So no, I'm having a shit ton of fun with it. So I wish I would have done it sooner. And once I beat Fire Red, I'm gonna move on to. I don't want to buy a 3DS, but I'm thinking I might, just so I can play X and Y.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
It ain't worth it.
No.
No.
You didn't like X and Y?
No.
Do you have a 3DS?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. I don't want to because it's $200 to buy a 3DS. I could buy the 2D version, which is only $130, so it's significantly cheaper, but still, it's still a decent investment of money. So I might do that, or I might just stick with emulators and play other versions of games and blah blah blah. But it's definitely turned me into a Pokemon fan, which again is pretty cool. The only other thing, Nick has now turned our table into a footstool. He's basically turned it into a bed. Yeah,
hi people.
Hello people. The only other thing that's really going on is, well, first of all, I'm still waiting on my Geono's award.
Are you still waiting on that?
I'm still waiting for it. I sent a Twitter message to Geo, like, hey man, what's up? Just wondering where the award is, and he's like, they're still at the engravers, I guess. So,
nice.
So we're still waiting on that, but that's perfectly fine.
It's not his fault.
Well, no, exactly. The engravers are fuckholes. But other than that, the only other thing that's really going on is I'm thinking about swearing off shaving.
Really?
Yeah. I'm giving some legit thought.
Like just going full hobo?
Going full like call center hobo. Like I did when I was working at the call center and I was so fucking depressed that I didn't give a fuck.
Then I told you one day that you should quit.
The beautiful story, which I believe has been recanted on this podcast.
Yes,
about
it has.
Nick just being like, why don't you just quit? She's like, why don't I just quit? And then I quit the next day. Yes, yeah, that level where I was just so fucking depressed and hated life so much that I was just like, well, fuck it. And I just didn't cut my hair or shave for like 3 months. So I was rocking the big ass fucking homeless beard and like my hair. Like, I mean, I don't have bangs, right? Cause like I always put my hair like this.
Yeah.
So I don't have bangs that hang down. I literally had bangs down past my eyebrows. That's how long it had been since I cut my fucking hair. Because I was just like, well, nobody else gives a fuck, so why should I? So it's just
there
like,
you go.
All right, done, whatever, fuck it. So I'm thinking about it. I might do it, I might not. I haven't come to a decision yet. Most of the votes have been against.
Really?
Yeah.
Screw them. Mine is the only one that matters.
Yours is the only one that matters?
I say do it.
And you say do it. All right, well, you know what? I'm giving it some thought, so stay tuned for the results of that. What are you doing, sir? Look. You sounded like a bad kid in elementary school. What are you doing? Looking. Or the fucking voyeur in the bushes outside the girls' gym. What are you doing? Looking.
That too.
That as well. Yeah. So that's pretty much everything that's new with me, and I suppose everything that's new with you.
Within a 2-week stretch.
Yeah, within a 2-week span. It seems like it takes 2 or 3 weeks for us to have anything interesting to talk about.